Do you guys have any halfway stories on the sub?
We did. Halfway wasn't really that big a deal. Like crossing the equator, that's when things would get pretty wacky. They have. I remember we had the first time we did it. We had this. There was this one guy on the boat that was really fat. I mean, like really fat, like over 300 pounds probably.
How did they get through the little porthole
Oh,
thing?
it was tight. It was tight. He would do
Did
it.
they have to grease him or something?
We always say,
a lot of butter.
we'd always say the shut indicator would come on when he would walk through because he'd hit the little contact. But no, he was really big, and they dress him up as they call it Baby Neptune, which is just a character, and they'd grease him all up. I don't know if it was Crisco or butter or whatever. He'd be all greased up, and he'd be wearing a little Baby Neptune outfit, and he'd be wearing a diaper, and he'd be sitting there basically just wearing nothing but a diaper, this great big belly all greased up, with like whipped cream, and then there's a cherry in his belly button.
Yeah.
And go and eat the cherry out of his belly button.
That's illegal, I think.
That was pretty nasty.
Don't ask, don't tell. Wasn't there something?
That was part, and then the other part wasn't so bad where they'd like grease up an area where you had to crawl through, and they'd be spraying cold water on you, ice cold water on you, and throwing corn and pouring corn and cream corn and stuff on your head.
Cream corn.
Pretty silly stuff, but
Now, how long were you underwater for the longest time?
the longest time I spent continually submerged, I think it was about 45 days. That's not too bad.
Mine is 8 hours.
Yeah, 40,
Man,
45 days.
I would have been one of those people strapped to the gurney on Thorazine or something after about an hour and a half.
No, it's not. I mean, it's just like being on any other boat where you just don't go outside. I mean, it didn't seem that bad at the time. I mean, after 45 days, it is kind of a while. That's a long time, but it's not that bad. It's just like staying inside for a long time.
If you don't mind that.
Yeah.
If you don't mind not seeing the sun, it's not too
I think
bad.
the worst part is like just the lack, and this is probably not so much nowadays because with the advent of the internet and with satellites and everything, it's a lot better. But it used to be before the internet, we really had no contact with the outside world. So the worst part was just having no contact with anybody whatsoever. But nowadays they have email, and so you can get, and it's not instant like it is today with everybody else. But we'd get, every day or so they'd download the email and upload the email. So you'd get incoming emails and your outgoing emails would go off. So it wasn't instantaneous, but it was a lot better than before, where you might get, you could call it a familygram, and it would be like, I don't know, 15 or 20 words that somebody in your family could send to you. They'd have to bring it into the submarine squadron, and they'd radio it to the boat, and they'd give it to you, and it'd be like 15 or 20 words. So they'd try to fit this big, long message, cryptogrammed into this little, using all these abbreviations, kind of like they do today when you're on your texting, and you get this thing, you try to figure out what the hell it means. And it'd be some, long message, but it'd be so cut down. It's like, what the hell does that mean? Did she crash the car, or is she pregnant? I'm not sure. Yeah. So that was the just the separation was the hardest part. But
Yeah. Am I the owner of a new car or a new baby? A new Prius or a new baby?
It was stuff like that. But nowadays you get full email, so they're not instant, but about every day, or depending on, sometimes if you're on mission doing something where you don't come up and get the messages, then it could be quite a while. But it's a lot better than in the old days.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's I'm done with it now. So more power to him.
When you talk about traveling, it stirred up another toe story for me. My brothers and I went to Israel. My oldest brother was in the Maccabiah Games in 85 or something. He's a tower diver. He's pretty good. He gets like gold medals and silver medals and stuff. I mean, he's older now, 50s. Anyway, so we're changing the planes in New York, and I haven't had any communication with the tow yard for a couple of weeks. And, barely a day goes by without them destroying something. So I call, as I'm changing planes in New York, And this really well-educated guy, Mike, working for me, and Mike answers the phone, and very well-grounded guy. Nothing got this guy excited. Hey, Mike, how's it going? He goes, we just about got the truck running, and Duke should be out of the hospital soon.
That's awesome. Yeah, those would be the type of messages where you'd be like, what?
Yeah, when the guy flipped that truck over, I go, what happened? And he says, well, the brakes didn't feel right, but the gauge said they were fine. He was looking at the vacuum gauge. And he says to the sheriff, he says, what should I do? And the sheriff, who's still a good friend of mine, he always gives great advice. He said, I'll go down and make sure no one's coming, and you just keep it in compound low and take it down the hill.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So Graham didn't like the way the engine sounded going down the hill, so he upshifted. And then he pulled on the immersive brake, and I of course, always kept my trucks maintained perfectly. And the immersive brake had a band that went around this drum on the back of the tranny, which was soaked with oil. So it was really good for holding the truck in the same place if you parked on level ground. So he rubbed the hillside to slow it down when it flipped.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
Now Duke, that story, the old trucks had the sling that hung down, the tow truck?
Yeah.
So he was using that sling as like a dead man to kind of hold the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's winching this thing up out of a backyard, and that sling levered up and lifted the rear tires off the ground.
Wow.
So the truck is going over the hillside, and Duke was an old drug smuggler. He wrote a book called Cannabis Cowboys. Robert Schmidt is his name. Great book. And so being that he originally was a mariner, he makes sure that he goes down with his ship. So he gets back in the truck as it's going over the embankment, and he breaks his pelvis.
Oh, wow.
Why would he do that? He could have ran down the hill after it did it and then jumped in. You don't have to ride it down. Oh man, that's crazy. Wow, that's some crazy.
And at
stories.
the time, back in the day, you could use this kind of King's X term, independent contractor. So the hospital was calling, looking for $30,000 for Duke's hospital stay, and we said, "Oh no, Duke's an independent contractor." Oh, okay.
Oh boy. Well, let's get that info out there about your book, Phillip. Where can the listeners buy it, and where can they read it? And
well, that Big River Amazon sells it. Racing to Enlightenment. There's a website also. I have a couple other websites.
Go ahead and give those all out so we can find them.
All right, Cotton Coaching. Another website is My Intention Field, and then the book Racing to Enlightenment. And if someone's in the San Francisco Bay Area, I could actually autograph a copy for them. And I really enjoy talking to people. If they want to bother me, it's not a bother. I'd love to talk.
All right, great. Well, thanks for being on. Do you want to give just a summary of the book of what they'll be getting when they read it?
Well, it's interesting. A lot of people looking for enlightenment, they'll go, kiss the feet of a guru in India for 20 years or something. And this story here, I was not looking for enlightenment. It kind of found me. So it is available, and you don't have to go and meditate in a cave for 20 years to do it. And I'm just a lot happier, and things move more freely in my life. And I'm glad that I did it. And I still continue to work on myself. I'm really interested in feeling better and more. There's no stopping the growth process. It's just easier after that awakening experience.
That's great. All right.
Excellent.
So, go ahead, Lenny.
Oh no, it's just saying excellent. Yeah. So the path of enlightenment is not necessarily through India or through L. Ron Hubbard or Scientology or anything like that. You can find it on your own.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like a buffet. I did a whole bunch I did Waking Down, but I did a whole bunch of other things. I remember I was in one workshop where I was asking about presence, and the guy invited me to the front of the room, and he said, "Is it okay if this other guy hits you?" And as I was nodding, I was looking to the right, and I was on my left, and he knocked me onto the floor. So enlightenment can come in the strangest ways.
I think I would have been shaking my head. No, you cannot hit me. Wow.
Wow. And that's why you're not and never will be enlightened, John.
Yeah, I think I'll stay in the dark, maybe.
Whatever suits you, it's
That's right.
perfect.
All right, Phillip. Well, thank you for being on the show. Good
thanks,
stories.
Phillip.
Pleasure having
Thank
you
you
on.
so much.
And good luck with your book.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
All right. Have a good night.
All right.
All right, Lenny. You ready
All right.
to go to
Yeah, let's get some music. What do we got next?
Oh, in celebration of Phillip electrocuting himself, we're gonna walk on down to Electric Avenue.
Eddie Grant. Gotta love it.
We'll be
Now in the street there is violence, and lots of work to be done. No place to hang out or washing, and I can't blame all on the sun. Oh no, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Working so hard like a soldier, can't afford a thing on TV. Deep in my heart I abhor ya. Can't get food for the kid. Good God, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh Lord, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Who is to blame in what country? Never can get to the one. Dealing in multiplication, and they still can't feed everyone. Oh no, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh no, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, out in the street, out in the street, out in the daytime, out in the night. Oh, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Out in the street, out in the street, out in the playground, in the dark side of town. Oh, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Hey, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue. Oh yeah, rock it in the daytime, Electric Avenue. Rock it in the night, take it higher, Electric Avenue. Rock it in Miami, Miami, Electric Avenue. Oh, in the next
All right, Lenny. We are back.
What?
Hour and a half, not 2.5. Hour and a half.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Sorry.
I was like, what are we
Yeah, I
talking
didn't mean to confuse you on our break there. We were talking about how long the show had gone, and my math was a little bit off.
about? A little bit off.
A little bit off.
So, yeah. So actually, today was the Preakness. The same horse won.
Oh, is the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah. I'll have another.
Oh, so we could have a potential triple crown.
That's right. Potential triple crown.
I haven't been following this at all. What's this horse's name?
I'll have another.
I'll have another.
Uh-huh.
Another question, or are you gonna tell me the horse's name?
Right. So crazy horse names. I'll have another.
I'll have another. Do you ever wonder how they come up with these names?
I do know that it has
Oh, you
to.
do?
There's a limitation. 14 letters.
including spaces.
Oh, really?